أحييكم
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So we are now here standing literally in front of the tomb of Ja'far ibn Abi Talib. May Allah be mercy, may Allah have mercy on him, may Allah be pleased with him, radiallahu ta'ala. This is the actual tomb. Normally there's a lot of maqam where the places, but this is the actual tomb of Ja'far, radiallahu ta'ala. And it's just amazing that they travel over 1,200 kilometers all the way from Medina to come here in the battle site of Mu'tah and sacrifice for the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And to stand here to think about this is just goosebumps, to be honest with you. We stand speechless, I really don't know what to say. Just a few words that we heard from our brothers is that Ja'far radiallahu ta'ala, he was someone who resembled the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ashbahta khalqi wa khuluqi." You resemble me in my character and also in my appearance as well. Also, for Ja'far radiallahu ta'ala, we miss the most important thing, that he was one of the reasons why Abyssinia and the people of Abyssinia, they came into Islam. Remember, they traveled, the people of Mecca, they traveled from Mecca, because of the trials and tribulation and because of the chastisement and because of the difficulties the people were giving to the Muslims. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he commanded the Muslims to migrate to Abyssinia. Ja'far was there. When the king, Najashi, we say, when he wanted someone to speak on behalf of the Muslim, it was Ja'far radiallahu ta'ala who spoke. At that time he was only 17, a 17-year-old boy who spoke in front of the king so passionately, with so much details, and because of him, the entire people came into Islam. The king himself, he changed as well. You could imagine what kind of influential speaker he was. And this is something that we have to understand as young boys and girls out there. Learn about your religion so that we could become the spokesperson, the spokesman or spokeswoman for Islam, inshallah ta'ala. Then Ja'far radiallahu ta'ala, he said something very quickly. He said, "Ya ayyuhal malik, O king, inna kunna ahla jahiliyyah." We are the people of ignorance. Na'bud al-asnam, which to worship idols. Wa na'id al-banat, which to bury the women alive, daughters alive. Wa na'kul al-mayta, which to eat the dead. These kind of things we used to do. So Ja'far, he gave a whole picture of Jahiliyyah period. And then he said that Allah sent us from ourselves a pious person. His name is Muhammad. He is the messenger of Allah. He taught us what's right, what's wrong. He told us to maintain the ties of kinship. He told us to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he went into beautiful details, which I can't go on now. At the end, they said, obviously Amr ibn al-As was there. He wasn't a believer at that time. He asked a question. And the question that he asked was that, they are the one who doesn't believe in Jesus. And obviously we believe in Jesus, so Amr ibn al-As, he wanted to make them enemy basically. So Ja'far, he said that at that time, I remember Surah Maryam was revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I recited Surah Maryam, which is very important, that as Muslims we've got nothing to hide. We should not be diplomatic in a manner that we are hiding and concealing the teaching of Islam. So Ja'far, he read Surah Maryam. When he read some of the parts of Surah Maryam, even Najashi was moved, and Negus, he was started to cry, and all his rabbis, or the priests, to be more accurate, next to him, they also were crying as well. And at the end, they said that whatever you said, O Ja'far, the verses that you have recited, and the teaching that you have in Islam, and the teaching what Jesus, son of Mary, has taught us, peace be upon Jesus and Moses and Muhammad and all the prophets, he said that they are coming from the same lamp, they are coming out from the same lantern. Which tells you about how close we were and how the teaching of Islam, the teaching of Prophet Moses and Jesus and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the teaching of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Ja'far, he goes to Abyssinia, and he stays there for a long time until the 7th Hijri that he comes out. Towards the 7th Hijri he comes from when the Prophet of Allah and the Muslim migrated to Medina. We are talking about 16, 17 years later. They go to Medina. The Prophet of Allah hasn't seen him for such a long time. And the Prophet of Allah, he meet him in Khaybar. And that time the Muslims were already victorious in Khaybar. The Prophet of Allah turned around and he says that, I don't know why I'm happy. Am I happy because of Ja'far, or am I happy because of the conquest of Khaybar? You can understand how much he loved Ja'far radiallahu ta'ala anhu. But the following year, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent him to Mu'tah. And he comes to Mu'tah, and subhanallah, as our tourist expert Shaykh Nazir was telling us that when Ja'far came here, he was the flag bearer, but the Prophet ﷺ spoke so beautifully. He said that if Ja'far become martyr, then it will be Zayd. If Zayd becomes martyr, it will be Abdullah bin Rawaha. And if Abdullah bin Rawaha becomes martyr, then the Muslim will decide who to take the flags. This, in the same order the Prophet of Allah mentioned, this is how the martyrdom took place as well. We are standing in front of this Ja'far, who traveled 1,000 kilometers for Islam and for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is now here buried. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to do khidmah like this, for Islam, to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to use our youth for Islam, to become the spokesperson for Islam, to live for Islam and to die in Islam. Assalamu alaikum.